Ubisoft opened their 2017 E3 conference with the official reveal of Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, a new game for the then-new Nintendo Switch system. To help sell the game, they brought out Mario creator and legendary game developer Shigeru Miyamoto. Miyamoto hyped the crossover title and praised the game's creative director, Davide Soliani. Soliani himself was in the crowd, and tearing up at the praise from Miyamoto and the supportive reception from the audience. The moment briefly became a minor internet meme, but the story behind this moment goes back much further. Davide Soliani was a longtime fan of Nintendo and especially idolized Miyamoto, citing him as his inspiration for wanting to become a game developer in the first place. Soliani would rise to the position of creative director at Ubisoft Milan and tried to cross paths with Miyamoto whenever he could. Once when Miyamoto visited Milan, Soliani waited outside his hotel for hours in the rain just to have a brief encounter. In 2013, Ubisoft brand producer Xavier Manzanares wanted to explore ideas to combine Ubisoft's Rabbids franchise with Nintendo's biggest franchise, Super Mario. Manzanares gave the task to Soliani, who jumped at the chance to work with Nintendo, and presented 13 ideas to Manzanares. The one they agreed upon was to bring their respective franchises to a tactical role-playing game, a genre that neither Mario nor the Rabbids had ever done before. At E3 2014, Soliani was able to pitch the idea to Shigeru Miyamoto himself, who was impressed and pushed Manzanares and Soliani further down the road of creating a game unlike Nintendo's own Mario titles. This included giving firearms to Mario characters, limiting the amount of jumping in the game, and keeping the Rabbids' anarchistic humor in the Mario world. According to Soliani, Nintendo was receptive and approving of their progress. Development was going well, however, forces beyond their control would end up putting a damper on the project. Rayman Legends was a Ubisoft game that was originally supposed to be an exclusive launch title for Nintendo's home console, the Wii U, in 2012. After missing the launch window due to delays in development, it got further delayed when Ubisoft decided not to release it on the Wii U first, and instead launched simultaneously on other platforms. This caused a backlash not just with Nintendo fans, but the game's own development team and Rayman's creator, who confirmed that the Wii U version was finished despite the delay. With the Wii U struggling in sales, Ubisoft's slight against the platform was taken personally by Nintendo gamers, and it wasn't helped by Ubisoft largely withdrawing support for the Wii U in subsequent years. This alienation between Nintendo fans and Ubisoft was likely a contributing factor to the atmosphere in late 2016, when rumors surfaced on gaming sites of a project that would combine Mario with the Rabbids. Initially, fans refused to believe that Nintendo would entertain such a notion. But then, months later, official art for the title leaked, confirming the game's existence but almost no details beyond that. Soliani's dream project was now looking like it could become a nightmare, as internet comments were negative not only about what little they were seeing about the game, but the idea of it even existing in the first place.
Mario plus Rabbids? Fuck off, Ubisoft.
So, this is what hell looks like. I thought Nintendo sold out back during Mario teaches typing. Little did I know they were holding back.
Every time I think Nintendo finally has a grasp on what their consumers want, they do something like Mario vs. Rabbids.
The Mario Rabbids crossover thing is an abomination. It seems like for every good decision Nintendo makes, there's at least 3 bad ones.
Does anyone even want that Mario Rabbids game? I'm seriously asking because no one I know seems to like this idea.
So I guess this is what Ubisoft will use to justify dropping support for Switch in the future.
Why must the idea of a Rabbids Mario game even be entertained? Just why?
So apparently Rabbids/Mario is a thing now, and oh look, I found a rope, chair, and a sturdy tall tree. How convenient!
The game was to be officially unveiled at E3 to the same public that seemed determined to reject it on sight. Upon seeing this backlash, Soliani told his team to prepare for the worst as they headed into the event. However, E3 turned out much different than expected. Ubisoft ignored the negative buzz and opened with the Rabbids. And Miyamoto's rare appearance at a non-Nintendo conference immediately brightened the mood. Miyamoto's praise for the game, combined with the reaction of Soliani, quickly turned around the sentiment of the wider audience. What had initially been treated as a cheap cash grab was rapidly accepted as a project created with passion and heart. This was followed by a trailer showcasing the game's humor and an extended demonstration of gameplay. By the time the presentation was over, a much different consensus emerged.
Well, that was actually awesome. Wasn't expecting this to look so hot at all.
It actually looks good.
Now I want a Nintendo Switch because of this game.
This honestly looks really fun.
Looks great. And I didn't even like the Rabbids before. XD.
I'm going to have to eat humble pie that actually look good. XCOM with Nintendo characters, oh well.
Mario plus Rabbids Battle Kingdom is most likely a day one buy for me.
Wow, it looks good! Wow!
But the positive vibes didn't end at E3. Mario and Rabbids launched largely positive critical reviews, and became an important title in Switch's early years, selling over 2 million copies, and being the best-selling Switch title published by a third party through the end of 2018. The creative risks taken by Soliani, such as giving Mario a gun and venturing into a genre new to both franchises, were now seen as the game's most appealing aspects. In an interesting turnaround, rumors are circulating heading into E3 2021 that a Mario and Rabbids sequel might be announced. Only this time the internet is enthusiastic about the idea, and hoping that it's true. The initial negative response to the original game has by this point largely been forgotten, as gamers look forward to what Soliani and his team do next. So what's the moral of the story? It'd be nice to say that we learn not to judge something before we have all the information, but this is the internet, and knee-jerk reactions aren't going away anytime soon. Perhaps the best takeaway is that as long as you approach what you do with passion and skill, it will never be too late to win over a tough crowd.